Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pre-Market News and Views by In the Money Stocks. Today is Friday, July 13th, 2012. Let's jump right into the usual S&P 500 E-mini futures. You'll see that the futures are trading higher by about 2.5 points, well off the highs of the day. Futures were trading up near this 1337 level. However, they are trading now down to 1332, but still positive on the trading session. Again, we'll watch how this market plays out today, but it's been a weak tape and a very volatile tape. One thing I want to say about the market is that if you watch the U.S. dollar index, it continues to trade inverse to the dollar. Here's a chart of the U.S. dollar index futures, and you'll see that the dollar has started to move higher as the dollar has caught a bid higher. What happens to the S&P 500 E-mini futures? They move lower, and that's really the bottom line. That's the way this market operates right now. It's about inflation and deflation, and the only way the market seems to inflate is if the U.S. dollar index deflates. So it's a seesaw move here, but in the meantime, a stronger dollar does mean lower energy prices, and there are a lot of benefits, lower food prices, and a lot of benefits come from it. So again, watch that dollar chart. I think it's going to be the most important chart out there. Right now, futures are fading just a little bit, but still positive by 2.25 points. Let's take a look at a few things out here. There was some news last night. It looks like China reported their GDP. I believe it was 7.6% for the second quarter. This is definitely weaker than expected. Weak China news. The Shanghai, though, was flat last night. A lot of talk that they're going to lower interest rates and continue to try to stimulate their economy. But either way, the Shanghai is showing us nothing at this time. So you just want to watch that market very, very closely. But the China data, very, very weak. And I continue to think it's going to be even weaker going forward. But let's see how it all plays out and what comes of it. Also there in Europe, there was an Italian bond auction. I believe 5.25 billion euros were sold in 3-year notes. The yields actually fell a little bit from the last auction, but nonetheless, they're still up around 4.7% for 3-year notes. That's still pretty high. So we'll have to see exactly how that plays out going forward. But nonetheless, it looks like Italy was able to sell their bonds. Who knows who's buying them? Maybe just the ECB is buying them. But it really doesn't make a difference there. And we'll just see how it plays out. Also, late last night, or I believe late yesterday, Moody's cut Italy by 2 notches, I believe, to Baa2 from A3. So again, you got a Moody's downgrade on Italy, and I believe it's just situation there just seems to be getting worse. So we'll see how that all plays out. Also, there's some chatter that Treasury Secretary Tim Geithner, when he was president of the New York Federal Reserve, was sending memos to Mervyn King about the LIBOR situation there. So we'll see if anything develops out of that. But that LIBOR situation does not seem to be going away soon. So we'll see how it all plays out going over the next couple of weeks. That could be something worth an interest. All right, let's take a look at oil and gold. First, we'll start off with the usual. We'll look at gold. Gold is having a big move today, up about $19 to $15.84 an ounce. Pretty good little move. Let's take a look at the GLD. You'll see the GLD really catching a nice bid. Closed at 152.59, trading at 153.74 this morning. So nice pop in gold. Gold is telling us that the markets generally want to inflate when gold is higher. So we'll have to keep an eye on for that. But again, a stronger dollar could take gold down. But right now, it looks like gold is showing us there's some inflation creeping in, and gold is a very, very good barometer of inflation and deflation, at least if you ask me. Oil is also trading up today. Light sweet crude is trading higher by 73 cents to $86.81 a barrel. Let's take a look at the USO. The USO is trading higher today. It's trading at 32.53, closed yesterday at 32.20. So a nice little pop in the USO to start the day. We'll see where that winds up by the close. But nonetheless, oil and gold are both trading higher. The dollar is trading lower by 4 cents. We'll see how oil and gold react when the dollar, or if the dollar does make a bigger move or tries to attempt to go higher today. So we'll keep an eye there. If the dollar does go down, expect oil and gold both to go a little bit higher today. The big news out here today is JP Morgan earnings. Let's jump right into the chart. This one's a wild one. You could see it looks like graffiti on the screen, looks like a cardiogram. Down, up, down, now inching back up. JP Morgan closed at 34.04. It's trading at 34.32. This one's a real mess, though. Um, the earnings, I guess, are fine considering the trading loss and all the news that's been surrounding JP Morgan. But the comments coming out of there and everything else, it's really putting a black eye on the stock even further on the company. So be a little bit careful with the J.P. Morgan earnings. It's a Friday. They most likely will hold up today, but I ultimately believe JPM is going to trade much lower. So we'll watch it there. But there's just so much news surrounding it. I'll let you read it and make your own decisions about it. There's not a lot we could do regarding JPM. Right now, just trading a little bit higher from yesterday's close by about 30 cents higher, 25 cents higher. But really, it's been all over the map this morning. There's not a lot you want to do with it either way. I don't see the upside in the stock. If I did, I'd let you know, but I'm not seeing it right now. Also, Wells Fargo came out with numbers today. The stock was trading down initially, now trading back up to 33.10. Wells Fargo closed at 32.85, so that's holding up at the moment. We'll see how Wells Fargo shakes out throughout the rest of the trading day. I don't see a lot of upside in Wells Fargo stock either. Um, Really, if it gets to around 33.75, and I don't even know if that would even happen today, but if it does, there's a lot of resistance there for the stock. So we'll see how it plays out. It looks like there's some economic data out in the market right now. Producer price index, um, ex food and energy up 0.2% in June. So it looks like it's the same as May, up 0.2%. I could care less about the economic data. I only care about the reaction in the market. And right now you see futures ticked up a little bit, now ticking back down, but still positive by about 2.5 points on the session. So we'll see where it goes. Just watch that dollar. It will tell you everything you need to know. Here's another stock that I saw in the news today with a little bit of a gap. LXK, which is Lexmark. Everybody knows it as the printer maker. This stock is getting slammed, closed at 24.31, now trading at 20.55. I'm looking at a couple of levels here, if my eyes are not mistaking me. I think $20 is going to be some support. You're going to have pretty decent support around 20 bucks. So watch that level there around $20. And then really you're going to have to watch a little minor support level around $18.80. There'll be a little bit more support there. After that, though, this stock's going to go down to 14 bucks. So, and I ultimately think it can get down there. So really be careful with this one. The gap down today is fairly decent. It's not a bad gap down, but you know you watch those levels: 20, 18.80, and then really this thing's down to $14. So be a little bit careful with this, especially if the market is weak. If the market's strong, those levels have a chance of bounce, giving you some scalp bounces. If this market's weak, then move out of the way. This could get flushed. So again, bigger charts are telling us this thing is really weak at the moment. That pretty much covers it for Friday. Again, it is a Friday the 13th, so always be on your toes a little bit, and we'll see what this market does give us. But right now, looking at a market that is holding steady, at least it's still positive at the moment, and we'll take it at face value, nothing more than that. The times have been very volatile, especially during the intraday trading sessions. Often we see morning flushes, and then the market miraculously gets saved by the closing bell. So maybe that will continue. We'll see what happens. But I'll leave it there. Have a great weekend, everybody. God bless, and we'll see you on Monday. Take care now.